do you as a lecturer fit in, and how easy it's going to be for you? These are people who have stayed off for about 9 months of the campus, of the classroom, of the, I know you didn't get off the books anyway because that's part of your life. And the students, for instance, have been away, for quite a while. 9 months is not an easy, it's not a small time as such. So having to come back and face these huge tasks, all right, and looking at the calibrations and then the options he gave on that is calibrations. I don't know, how hard would that be on you as a lecturer?
Yeah, it is not going to be difficult if there is conscious investment, actually. I say conscious investment in 5 major areas.
And what are they?
The first is the issue of infrastructure. You realize that it is possible for lecturers to deliver on 2 times what they used to do if they are aided. If it is easier for lecturers to find materials, to arrange for materials, to do delivery, they can do, instead of the normal, maybe 9 hours they do in a week, they can do 18 hours in a week.
Be specific on this issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That if, I'm very specific, that the infrastructure is necessary. For instance, you cannot be talking about virtual learning when the staff themselves do not even have the systems.
Okay.
So you need to provide these systems for the students. You need to provide these systems for the staff. So and also power is also a major issue. You find out that even as we are in the studio now, even to get to other people in Benin, to get to, you find some distortions. So that's the kind of things that you also be. Then we also need to develop our libraries, because even the students, if you ask them to take more than 18 hours in a week, you will also need to provide materials that it is easy to grab. So their library must be expanded to the level that they can use it almost 24 hours.
But we're talking of e-library now.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The e-library, the access to the e-library should be something of 24 hours.
Okay.
We are also saying the manpower, there should be a lot of motivation. What we're talking about now is that apart from the fact that you are paying them salary, you need to pay them extra income for the extra work you want them to do. And alternatively, like the VC University of Benin is saying, that you now need to, but where are you going to find them? To employ people that will also do the alternative teaching. So that is another major area that you need to do investment in, either in paying extra for the staff, for the extra job, but not the one that will wait and say that you are paying arrears. The one that it is going to be almost automatic. At the end of the month, somebody that is getting 500,000, you now make it maybe 900,000 for the additional double work he is doing. Then as a form of motivation. Then lastly, the university management also need to have, you have to do some investment. Let them take away the old notion. You see, when you have people talking about matters like this, it is very important that they shift the paradigm. They understand that it is a new situation, that you need different approaches. Like if you listen to the minister, you don't blame him, because at the end of the day, he's a scientist. At the end of the day, he's a politician. What matters to a scientist is that if this is black, this is black. You don't need to, so that is why the minister is talking the way he's talking. But in reality, you need to appreciate the fact that these things might be in the book, but implementing them might be very difficult. So university administrator must be in that kind of frame of mind that things are different, so they need to be approached differently. And the unions also need to appreciate the fact that it is not, because he brought the other issues that other unions are also, that we need to take a holistic approach to issues of what I would call welfare. That instead of dealing with ASU and making provisions for what, if it is something that has to do with staff, let it apply generally. Yes, across the board. What will require some differentiation will be matters that has to do with your instruments of work. Then on that matters you can provide differently. But on matters of welfare, on matters of accommodation, on matters of what you do in the university system, it should be a uniform approach, so that whatever is provided for ASU member is also provided for other unions. And that way you will have your peace and you'll be able to navigate in the new circumstance.
Okay, Professor Mohammed Menoma, will come back to you, but I know the minister is itching to respond to what you're saying, so that we can, as the program winds up, we'll be looking at the gray areas. But we'll take a break right now. When we return, the conversation is getting quite interesting. We'll be right back.
My name is Nando Jamda Muhammad.
Stedita
Hussein Musa.
Roduna Joel Finji.
Said Musa John.
I'm a carpenter. I've been doing this for more than 8 years now.
Yana sayar da plantain na kai kimamin shekara 3.
I've been selling my tomatoes for about 10 years now, and I do it for a better Nigeria.
Ina wannan sana'ar lemu ne domin Najeriya ta ci gaba.
Ina sa domin Najeriya ta kyau.
And you can see how we're doing our small little work to make Nigeria great.
As you can see, I'm a technician and I'm doing it to help myself and to help my generation.
Ina zaune ne a Plateau na business. Kuma ina yin wannan domin ci gaban ƙasar Najeriya.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
In my house, we may look alike, but we are very different individuals. My adorable twins, they look so alike, but they don't like wearing the same things. And my little man, I had to find out the hard way because I've been trying to teach him my way. He loves to learn his own way because doing things his way is more fulfilling. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal, because due to its non-stickiness, it allows me to satisfy everybody just the way they want it.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber, and non-sticky. So you can cook, serve, and eat your pasta just the way you like it. Go on and enjoy your Golden Penny Pasta the way you want it. With Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
If you know they fear law wey man put, you know they fear Baba God there. You sef, you where they cover mouth when you see mini wana they happen. You know why here when the Oyibo talk say problem where they bring come out, they solve am sharply. Remember, person wey fit rape, if it kill person o, if it be you, if it be your pikin, if it be person them where you love well. So make we learn dey carry women then like diamond where we be. No gree for rape o.
Dialogue, empathy, love, and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
Welcome back to Good Morning Nigeria. And Honorable Minister, I'll be coming to you now. I am sure you are itching to respond to all what our guests in the studio and from Benin and via Zoom have said, but I still have a question. You know, as you said, the suspension of the strike is conditional So can you tell us the gray areas that might want them, might make them come back and, return to the strike action again?
Well, they have a right to say that is conditional. Yes, because we had some agreements which we are now put into what you can now call memorandum of action. And in that memorandum of action, we put timelines for action A to take place before this time, action B to take place around this other time, and then we put in February as our
So we've lost the Honorable Minister there, but we'll get back to him whenever the connections become good, and we're really urging. He's back. Okay, let's have him. We were listening to you, Honorable Minister.
Whether the actions have been performed as captured in the memorandum of action. For example, university unions are supposed to receive 40 billion altogether for... Sorry? I said the university unions are supposed to receive 40 billion before 31st of December for for other members like SANU, NASU, and NAAT. And like the chairman of the governing council of the Open University, that Professor Kebukola, you don't want to put up a fresh crisis with other unions. So
yes, we lost him there. Let's now join Professor Peter. Professor Peter, we've not had admissions in schools now for almost a year, and then there's a long line of, applicants waiting to go into school, from direct entry to JAMB to diploma, and another JAMB is just around the corner. How do we bridge this gap?
I think my friend and brother and boss, Professor Ishaku, has already triggered some action. That's the registrar of JAMB, triggered some action in this regard. But the way I see it is this: if a university A has a carrying capacity of 20,000, and those within are yet to exit, then bringing in another batch will be a challenge. That's why I said that it behoves the Senate of our universities to quickly, very rapidly walk themselves through the regime of recalibrating the academic calendar, so that you know when the final year students will exit and when another batch will come in. But at this point, let me introduce a very interesting educational indicator that we are likely to be in breach of in terms of the rating, and that is called the internal efficiency of the university system. Now, if internal efficiency is defined as the rate at which you process the input into the university system, it can be for the educational system in total. I'll give a quick example. Now, let's assume that we admitted 200 into a program, a 4-year program. By the end of 4 years, we expect the 200 to graduate. So the coefficient of efficiency, internal efficiency of that system, is the output over input times 100. In other words, you admitted 200 for a 4-year program. At the end of 4 years, 200 graduated. So it's 200 over 200 times 100. That's 100% efficiency. Now, we're having a situation where you get, okay, let's take the other example. You have 200 coming in and only 50 graduates. So it's 50 over 200 times 100. So you have that efficiency rate reduced. So Nigeria is going to suffer efficiency rate, lower efficiency in the next 1 year. So to make that to adjust in another year or two, we now need to very rapidly get our Senate to ensure that the students that are already in are processed within the minimum standards to be out, so that a new batch will come in. What is wrong, by the way, in getting the UTME to run and keeping that batch waiting for the university system to clear its final year students? That is the thing I'm sure is likely to happen in the coming year or so. So we are going to almost be in limbo for about 6-7 months, but adjustments will come sometime in 2021.
Professor Peter Okebukola, at least there should be some sacrifice really in trying to rebuild, because some destruction has been made initially, and rebuilding means that some sacrifices have to be made, and that is one of them, as you mentioned. Professor Lilian Salami, let's hear your views about how we would really get this system going, get it going speedily if possible. Professor Mohamed Manoma mentioned some, issues that should be tackled if we are going to be really, or rather fast track this very, process of getting the academic systems in the universities really moving. And these include looking at the infrastructure, some system, maybe computers, talking about e-learning, and then the power system to get these libraries powered 24 hours. And of course, some other measures that need to be taken that all hinge on the need or on finances. The government says it's going to give universities 40 billion naira by the end of December. Do you see that amount as going a long way in meeting these basic needs as students prepare to come back?
When you talk about education, there's hardly any price that can be placed and then that will be efficient enough. But at least let's have what the government wants to give to us. I listened carefully to my colleague, Professor. A lot of these issues are not things that you can get within the next few weeks or few months. Nothing is magical. So what that therefore means is that we must be efficient with what is on ground as we continue to develop, and hopefully will develop to the point where everything becomes very seamless. And that is why, if you listen attentively, the first time I said, I mentioned the fact that we must try to motivate, not necessarily now in terms of quantifying money that will go into the lecturer's pocket or whatever, but we'll do our monitoring. We'll need to plead with them. Now, it is going to be added responsibility, and that was why I emphasized that you cannot kill a willing horse. I did also mention that if we pick even the ratio as it were, even before now, we are struggling to create a balance between what a lecturer should, the load of one lecturer, what the lecturer should teach, or the student that a lecturer should handle, which of course has been, problematic. And now it is even compounded by the situation that we find ourselves. Yes, all those conditions, if they are met, definitely. And that's why sometimes I ask the question, do we ever stop to think about colleagues who actually go for greener pastures in other parts, begin to perform miracles? And here we are, they actually left us and didn't perform those miracles. Yes, all those facilities would of course empower and make any lecturer or workers to be efficient, more efficient in the university system. But we cannot get those now. So we have to make do with what we have. And it just has to do with the human, relationship that we create, the bridges that we build, even on the students. Are we going to now quickly go and build hostels for students to make it better? No. They are going to come, but not right away. So I quite agree that, yes, we need all of that, 24-hour lights, computers, laptops, even our students, indigent students. Remember, we are talking about public institutions. A lot of them may not even have smartphones, Android phones, to even if you were going to put them on e-learning and all of that. So we know that we can also do some kind of,
assistance, give some assistance to this student. But right now, it may not be very possible. So we are going to try to do the best of the situation that we find ourselves now, and hopefully that government will live up to their expectation, to their promises, and then we'll begin to have a better university. But then I must continue to emphasize, like I did earlier on, that we cannot compromise quality. And so we will make sure that we drive all of this while still ensuring that we have quality that our students need to be able to be marketable. Thank you very much.
You've raised some quite pertinent questions. You know, the brain drain is, you know, causing a lot of deficit in our university education. I would now like to join the minister again. And it's so unfortunate that Professor Biodun Ogunyemi, the ASU president, is not here to, you know, shed some light on what we are discussing today. Can we have your final closing thoughts? And can you please tell us the gray areas that might bring you back to the negotiating table?
By the 23rd, when we came to our agreement, we don't have much of gray areas anymore because we have done what we call memorandum of action. For example, the 40 billion promised for ASU and other unions in the university system, ASU members will get what is called end academic allowances, and other members, SANU, that's Senior Staff Association, Nigerian Universities, NASU, Non-Academic Staff Union, NAAC, National Association of Technologists Union. They will now get what they did in terms of end allowances. These are things we call overtime, extra load work, and the rest of them all. So we are going to pay that. In fact, that one is ready. By the time we did the negotiation, we were waiting for the Nigerian Universities Commission to give an account. So that money, I think by now, has been paid. Because the timeline for its payment is 31st of December. It has been paid. We also have the revitalization. Like the professor said, that's Mohammed. It's not really staggered as such. We have timelines for payment. So 31st of January is the timeline for that. 30 billion. It's going to be paid. The money is not there, but we hope that our collections.
Well, we've lost the minister there. At least he has made so many contributions here tonight. I mean, this morning on this issue. Professor Mohammed Mainuma, we have a couple of minutes remaining on this program. Let's hear your final thoughts about this issue. I mean, bridging the deficit.
You see, like the Professor Peter Obukola is saying, the options available are that if you take the new intakes, for instance, even if you say you are going to do the JAM and defy it, it is still going to keep people at home. So I would like a situation where you can take the very first option he has offered, that people work extra hard, but you can also have streams of the new students, for instance, for this year. For most universities, they are just at their first semester, maybe first 1 month, first 2 months. So you can admit another set of students and then run them parallel. So that and make the teaching such that, of course, the issue of COVID will also compound the problem, but it is something that we can arrange in such a way that at least for the next 4 years, it is going to solve the problem, because these people will continue in that direction. If the issue of efficiency, also you find that some of them will be going to higher level, some of them will remain in that level. At the end of the day, it is the option that may solve some of this problem within the next 4 years. But if we say that we are going to keep the students, do JAM and keep, because the number of people that are waiting to write JAM, even without those coming out of secondary schools, are more than enough to go into the university. So it is better, instead of keeping them to wait for the next 7 months before they can be admitted into the university, let them have a situation where they can have an option as an alternative to go into the university and run a parallel system with those that are existing there.
That's if we still have the facilities to run it.
Yeah, you see, it is a matter that we can do it. When the issue of COVID comes up, within a short time we are able to assemble money. If government is really determined to raise that kind of money to provide that kind of facility, there are 1,001 ways of raising that kind of funds to run that kind of system.
I hope, Professor Mohammed, you haven't forgotten about the fact that we're in recession, number one, and the COVID is there too, number two, and of course, so many issues are there. But I think the university will do the best it can in order to get through these issues and these problems. We thank you so much, really, for being part of this program, Professor Mohammed Mainoma, former Vice Chancellor at Nasarawa University. It's our pleasure being here this morning.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Chris Ngige, Minister of Labor and Employment, we thank you so very much for coming, and we appreciate your contribution on Good Morning Nigeria today. And Professor Peter Ochebukola, former Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission and Chairman Council, National Open University of Nigeria. It's our pleasure. Your contributions have gone a long way in shedding light on this issue. And finally, Professor Lilian Salami, Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, we are grateful for your contributions. We hope when next we come knocking at your door, you will open and then we get some more insights from your well-endowed brain. Thank you so very much. I am Yusuf Nadabu Usman. Good Morning Nigeria returns tomorrow with another interesting topic. Do join us again. Thank you.
And I am Juma Yusuf. Do have a productive week ahead. Thanks for watching and be safe, please.
What limits you? Nothing. Who defined you? No one. Where can you go? Everywhere. With unlimited super-fast internet access, free Intel to Intel calls, and crystal clear quality conversations, you can do and be whatever you want to be. Intel. Live more.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International. Your window to the world.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Ones have said that man proposes, but God disposes. To some people, it's just a saying, but it's the truth. It's something that truly happens, and I've seen it happening. Welcome. This is Thoughts for the Week with me, Cordelia Ogbe. Now, let's start off by, answering some of these questions. Do you have parents who maybe now have retired, have gone back to the village, maybe they're somewhere close to you, or your in-laws. You have? Now the next question is, how often do you reach out to them? How often do you care for them? Question. Think about that. There are people who believe that they do not owe their parents anything at all. That after all, did I beg you to call me from heaven? I was staying on my own jeje when you gave birth to me. Sending them to school, doing this and that. It's something you ought to have done for them because you fathered them or mothered them, so they have come to believe, so they have come to say. But our elders, are they very happy with this? Not so. Let me share a story with you that our elders shared with us. The story of the woodpecker. The woodpecker is a bird that digs very well into wood and all that. It digs very well. At a point, the old mother had wanted to see him. Oh, I'll see her later, I'll see her later, I'll see her later. She kept saying that, procrastinating. And then the woodpecker had this very beautiful plan that whenever the old mother dies, he was going to dig a very beautiful grave for the mother using his very powerful beak. And alas, the mother died. And the woodpecker, on that very day of the burial, had a big ball on his beak. And so, the woodpecker could not do what he had dreamt of doing, digging a big grave for the mother. Our elders say, if your relation is dancing well in an arena, but you do not have money to dole on him, your hearty cheers would do. Put simply, you may not have much to give to your parents right now, but your encouragement, talking to them, talking with them, visiting them when you can, would go a long way. It would be like you are cheering them on for all the work they've done. We've come to see that in this region, and maybe other parts of the world, I don't know about them, I'll speak about this region. You'll find that when somebody dies, an old man, woman dies, you find everybody rallying around the children trying to raise money to do what? To go and modify their home house, or to try and build a house before they can bury their loved ones. That can be very painful, especially when they were alive, you didn't do anything at all for them. Now let me share some of these quotes with you. To care for those who once cared for you is one of the highest honors. Parents, they didn't leave you when you were young, so don't leave them when they are old. So, our thoughts for the week. Are you one of those who believe that your parents, you do not owe them anything when they become old and all retired because they did what they had to do for you because they gave birth to you and so on? Till I come your way again, do think about these things and remember that what goes around comes around. My name is Cordelia Ogbe. Take care.
What a year it's been. As many challenges as the year presented us with, it's also presented us with just as many opportunities to learn valuable and life-changing lessons. On our program, we've been inspired by numerous people captured in different moments throughout the year. And in a fitting send-off to 2020, we like to spend our final moments of the year reliving some of our best memories with you. It's your weekly survey of style and culture. I am Onyeka Chioba, and this is Today's Style.
The sun is finally beginning to set on what could be described as one of the longest years in recent memory. One that saw many industries, including the fashion industry, forced to shift the way they think, communicate, and create. But despite the difficulties presented, for a number of African brands and creators, 2020 became their moment to shine, as they took on a rapidly changing fashion landscape with admirable assuredness and innovation. Their projects took risks and pushed boundaries, demonstrating a fresh and creative approach. Join us on a trip down memory lane. We're looking